Right, Woody, I guess there's no harm in saying that today you came up against a quality side, particularly in the second half.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing this quite a while at this level, and I've got to say that is probably one of the most complete teams I've seen at this level. Quality from back to front. An excellent side, and to be honest, the best side we've played this year by a mile. And a side in my view that will win this league comfortably. I thought they were an absolute excellent side. They really were, and credit to them. But again, you look at that side. A lot of experience, a lot of football league experience. Players that have played at a really good standard. And if anything, probably not now, because there's a little bit obviously that initial frustration at losing a game. The initial frustration of losing the game at home, but immensely proud, to be honest, of our young players. You look at the likes of young Yeading, Louis Slough, players like this, playing against the experience and the quality that they played against, and really trying to go toe to toe with them. I thought they were an absolute credit, and that has to be a big realisation for us. The standard and the quality that we are playing against, yet the willingness of our young players to go toe to toe with them. I thought they were excellent. And you look at the goals, you look at the individual brilliance, and not really a lot you can do to stop that at times. So no, obviously disappointed with the loss, but credit to Weston, an excellent side who will definitely, in my view, go on and win this league. But yeah, really proud of the boys, really proud of them. They won't feel it yet. They feel a little bit dejected. But when we look back at that performance for long spells, like I said, we went toe to toe with them. We had chances. When you're playing these top sides, you do need a little bit of luck. You need them to have a little bit of an off day, and you need a little bit of luck going the other end. The keeper's pulled off a couple of good saves early doors. When Guns has gone through. Perhaps if you go in and you're holding on to something, but. I think the result was very fair on the night, and like I said, credit to Weston.
Yeah, he picked up on a couple of chances there. Alfie Stanley had one, I think it was 57, 58 seconds. And that was a good save, good low save by the keeper, who's obviously on loan from Cheltenham.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We wanted to start on the front foot. We felt, we know the quality of Weston. Obviously, we always do our homework, but Glenn knows their manager very well. So we know the quality that they possess. We felt if we did try and bank in, as we had done before, in a few of our fixtures, we thought it would be a matter of time and they would hurt us. So it was almost a case of right, let's try and go toe to toe. Let's try and be assertive. Let's try and play on the front foot. And I think that showed first half, even though they were still quality and they still hurt us. I thought we did that. So really proud of the boys, to be honest. Really proud.
Yeah, it was only really in the second half that they truly showed their quality. I mean, you did a good job of restricting them to a few chances in the first half. But
that shows what a good side they are, because they didn't change, they didn't panic, they still kept doing what they do extremely well, wearing us down with the ball, moving the ball side to side. Finding little pockets, linking off the foot, all these things that they are so good at, and they didn't panic. They were very patient, and like I said, once they got the first one, perhaps we had to try and come out a little bit, and then they hit you again, and then the game's dead and buried. So, yeah.
Obviously, we've spoken about the 3 quality goals, but perhaps a slight bit of contention about the free kick for the second.
Glenn actually felt that it probably wasn't a foul, but. Not quite sure. I couldn't really see very well from the angle I was looking at. The referee and the linesman I thought were good tonight, in fairness. So no criticism on their part. Was it a bit of a soft foul? Possibly. But again, whenever we talk about the quality, and if you give away free kicks in and around those areas, you see what happens. So they've got the ability to do that. So very difficult to defend against.
Obviously, one positive. I think Lewis Thomas came off for his debut, wasn't it?
Fantastic. So proud of the young boy. And I think, again, if you look, we talked about it on Saturday. We talk about it again today. If you look at the average age of our side, and you look at these young players and you look at the pathway, there's a lot to be very, very encouraged about. and there's huge amount of positives. You know, he's 16 years old, Lewis. He's come on. He's got himself straight on the ball. You know, sometimes you see young players come on and they might struggle to get a touch, especially the way Weston are playing. But he's had 8, 9, 10, 12 touches of the ball, you know, moved it from side to side, got himself in positions where he can receive it. And I was like, fantastic. And that shows a huge amount of bravery, and that is the pleasing thing, because these young players were brave tonight. They were brave enough to compete. They were brave enough to try and get themselves on the ball. And that bodes so well for our future. It really does. You think of, like I said, a Geordie, a young Lewis, a Louis Slough, whoever it might be, the boys that we've got on loan, Alex, Olaf, these are young lads, and you see them after having 35, 40 games in this league, you know, what force these young players are going to be next year. They really are. So that's encouraging, and it shows that the pathway's working extremely well.
5 changes tonight, wasn't it? Obviously, a handful of players out from the weekend, but I gather Harry Lee was ill, and obviously Kieran had a knee knock as well.
Yeah, Harry was ill, so that can't be helped. Real credit to Brad, obviously coming back in tonight, and I thought he was good tonight. I thought he was really good. So that was fantastic for us that Brad made himself available and straight back in for us. In Harry's absence, Kieran, a knock to the knee, obviously came off on Saturday. It's going to be touch and go. We'll assess it again on Thursday, but you're probably looking at a week, maybe 2 weeks out for him. So of course he's unavailable. Shaq's still injured with his ankle. We're hoping again we can work on him this week. Again, it'll be touch and go for Saturday. So yeah, that's straight away. That's some big players for us. They've been excellent for us this season. But yeah, I thought the squad coped really well with it tonight. I thought they could. We can't be too downhearted at that. We really can't.
Of course, another tough assignment on Saturday, albeit at home against Hayes Yeading, who were obviously one of the top sides from last season.
Yes, again, a very good side. It's a hard month. We know how hard this month is, but we've got to dust ourselves down. We've got to take a lot of positives from tonight. That is the most important thing. We'll prepare well on Thursday and go again against another tough test on Saturday. But you know, I just discussed with Glenn that this is what these young players should want to do. You know, you want to be playing against your Westons, your Hayeses, your Salisburys, your Gospels, all these teams that we've got coming up. That is what they should want to do, to test themselves against these quality players, and they will learn from it. They're like sponges, and they will get better and better and better. And then, like I said, if you judge us towards the end of the season, how far these young players have progressed, it will be very encouraging. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, quick word on this month, because it's absolutely stacked, isn't it? With some of the teams that we've been talking about, even pre-season. You know, who would like to be contenders? Gospel, Salisbury. You had Weston as well. Hayes. It's really difficult.
Well, you add Merthyr to that as well. Merthyr are an excellent side as well, and obviously away from home. I think that's midweek. So you're looking at a very difficult month. We knew this month was going to be a very difficult month. That's why we're quite pleased we started the season the way we have to get those wins on the board. We fancy ourselves to pick up points against a lot of these sides. But definitely a very hard month against a lot of the top sides in this league. So, but it'll be a good test, and this is what you want. You want to be competing against these sides. You don't want to be, competing against sides where you're winning games 6-7-0. You know, you need to be tested at this level. So yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah. Final word on Hayes then. What sort of game are you expecting from them, and what are their main qualities that you need to watch out for?
Their attacking threat, obviously. I know one of the centre forwards has gone, obviously, but they're still an extremely potent attacking force. A lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of pace. So yeah, it'll test us defensively. But again, we've got to be brave. We've got to stand up. We've got to be prepared to pass the ball, and I'm confident that we can cause them problems as well. So yeah, looking forward to it, Saturday.
Great stuff. Commiserations on today as well, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us anyway.
No problem. Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers.